What's up? Happy Monday, everyone. It's me, your boy, Ryan Flowers, aka Clutch Sports Talk in the house. Happy Monday, man. We got a great show in store for you guys today. I want to be talking about DK Metcalf and his chance at qualifying for the 100-meter dash for the next Olympics, man. Pretty, I don't know, toughical feat he's trying to accomplish there. Also, Aaron Rodgers. Who is to blame with the debacle going on there in Green Bay? Are the Packers wrong for treating him the way he's being treated? Does Aaron Rodgers actually have a real legitimate gripe? I'm going to talk about that. Also, Tim Tebow, the man, the myth, the legend, is back in the NFL. You're like, what? He is? I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. And finally tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers with a big win last night against the Phoenix Suns without LeBron. Are they going to be in the playing game? Right now, they're sitting 7th in the West. I don't know, but I'll give you my thoughts and if they have a chance of avoiding all that and just making the playoffs straight up. So anyway, without further ado, sit back and relax and enjoy the show. This is Clutch Sports Talk Live with me, Ryan Flowers. Let's go. Welcome back in. Happy Monday to you guys and happy belated Mother's Day for all you mothers out there, man. Appreciate you for doing what you're doing. Happy shout out to my mom too as well. You know, her day was yesterday as well. So, and you know, and my wife and everyone out there who's a mother. Appreciate you guys for being solid, man. We all need that. So, but anyway, this is a sports podcast show. But before I get into that, I want to make sure you guys address something for me. So right below, and if you're watching me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, I got a blue ticker scrolling. That's all my social media platforms, man. I'm streaming live right now on Instagram as well. Make sure you have, if you haven't already, head over to YouTube, subscribe to my channel right now, hit that notifications link. That way you get everything Clutch Sports Talk related, man. You're updated on that, and you can get me over that 100 subscription threshold. I'm right there. I'm literally at 99 if I'm not mistaken. So I need your guys' help. I need your support. I appreciate you guys and all the ones who've been rolling with me for over almost been a year. So it's a year now. It's been a year. So, you know, I'm still trying to do my thing, still trying to figure out stuff here. But anyway, thank you. Appreciate that. So now with all that clerical stuff out the way, I want to give you guys a great show tonight. And the first thing I want to talk about tonight is DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is a wide receiver, outstanding wide receiver from the Seattle Seahawks. He trained his butt off this offseason to compete, to try to qualify for the next Olympics in 100-meter dash. He fell short, obviously, but he did run a 10.37, which is pretty good for a guy that's never run track. So a lot of people were thinking, you know, that he wouldn't run no more than maybe like a 10.6. And for him to run a 10.3, a guy that does not run track, that's pretty good, man. So, I mean, I don't even know the world record is for the 100-meter dash, but let's look that up real quick just to kind of give you some, so you know, something to compare to. So, 9.58 is the fastest ever recorded. I believe it's Usain Bolt. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a second, you know, obviously, but and when it comes to sprinting in sports like that, for a guy that doesn't run track, I don't think he has a track background at all, like none. For him to come out there and not only run, he ran against other professionals, guys that are really trying to compete. Now, I think in his mind, he probably was like, well, let's see what I can do. I've been training hard, you know, but it's funny when you see him race, he's just way bigger than everybody. Like you can pick out who's the football player, who's the sprinter, right? So I think that's funny. But I mean, I thought he had a good showing. I mean, he didn't win, he didn't qualify. I think he placed dead last, if I'm not mistaken, out of all the heats. But to run a 10.37 for a guy that doesn't run track, and for those of you who don't know, man, like I ran track back in my day. I don't look like it now, but I wasn't a speedster. I ran the 400 because I didn't have that raw speed. But here's the thing: running is more than just. It's gonna sound stupid than running. There's ways to how to run. You have to know how to step. You have to know how to stride. You got to know how to use your body mechanics, all that. You know, you just think, oh, these guys show up and they just start sprinting. Nah, man, it's a lot that goes into it. And typically guys that run track, that or at least 100 meters, they're not like 6'5", 6'6", 270, dude. Like these guys are lean. If you watch the highlight, the guy is just way bigger than everybody. And I'm bringing this up because, too, someone asked me, well, you know, they know my stance on the whole Jake Paul thing with him and his brother fighting and kind of making a mockery out of boxing. Someone asked me, well, what do you think about this? This is a mockery. You know, he's a football player trying to run track. Well, here's the difference between this. Number one, it wasn't a circus. I think it was televised on NBC. They didn't really, you know, they weren't trying to make money off of this event. He legitimately ran against other legitimate sprinters who are actively trying to make this U.S. team. Now, some people might feel a certain way because they just think, well, he thinks he can just roll over and become a sprinter. Well, yes and no. But I will say I thought he did a good job of honoring and being very respectful for the guys that are legitimately trying to compete. Because at least the guys that he competed against, these guys have spent their life's work trying to get to this moment. He gave it a shot. Now I think he's going to go back on to football, which he should, because that's what he does best. He's a football player. But so the difference between him and the Logan and Jake Pauls is that he showed some reverence. He had some respect versus those other two idiots. They're just out there just trying to get paid, and people are buying into it. I had someone tell me, like, why are you hating on him so much? Why are you hating on Paul? He's beating everybody he's fought, but it's like, who has he fought, right? You know what I mean? So when Logan Paul goes out or Jake Paul fights a reputable boxer, and this whole thing with Mayweather, I wouldn't even give him any credit anyway, because that whole thing is staged anyway. I think the whole thing is a facade. But yesterday was not a facade. DK Metcalf actually trained, not to say the Pauls don't train, but he actually trained and competed against legitimate sprinters, guys that are real sprinters who are not past their prime, not working at UPS one day. Like, these are legitimate guys. So I think, hey, why not? I thought he did a great job. He honored and showed those guys respect. And I mean, I get it. If you're in the track world and you see a guy coming from the NFL just thinking, well, I can just show up and sprint and maybe make the Olympic team, I get it. I can see how that can be kind of disrespectful, but nonetheless, challenge, bring it out. So I guess, Patrick Mahomes, a few people tweeted on the subject, and Patrick Mahomes was like, hey, shout out to DK Metcalf. Now we want to see Cheetah, because I think Cheetah, Tyreek Hill I'm referring to, he might actually have a track background. Don't quote me on that, but I know he's faster than DK Metcalf. So if DK is getting a 10.37, I can possibly see Tyreek Hill at least getting a 10 flat. Maybe higher 9. But for sure, I mean, like I said, the world record is what? 9.58. And that was set in 2009. So by Usain Bolt. So 9.59, 9.58, that you're flying, dude. You're literally flying. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens with that. But shout out to DK Metcalf, man, for stepping outside his boundaries, training hard and competing, and just seeing what happens out there. But now he knows, I'm not a sprinter. I'm going to go back to do what I do, which is catching footballs from Russell Wilson. So moving right along. Speaking of catching footballs or even throwing footballs, Aaron Rodgers, we all know what's going on with him in Green Bay. He wants out. The Packers don't want to let him go. He has been firm. He made it known that, look, I don't want to play for you fools. I don't. And rightfully so. I think this last season, this last year and a half, I think Aaron Rodgers has looked at this situation. First, it started with the draft night of 2020. The Packers have no conversations with Aaron Rodgers in regards to them taking a quarterback. Now, hear me out when I say this. I don't think the Packers are wrong for wanting to get a quarterback. I think they need to look out for their best interest, of course. But you got to tell your guy, listen, you pull him in a room before the draft and you say, hey, look, Rod, check this out, man. Like, we need to look to the future, obviously. You're our guy right now until you decide to leave or retire, whatever. But we need to get someone in the building for that very day you decide to retire, that we're not left out in the cold. Now, if he doesn't accept that, then that's on him. That makes him look like the jerk. But they didn't do that. They didn't talk to him. They drafted Jordan Love out of Utah State or wherever the hell he's from. The guy does not even – he's not even the backup to Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know if he's the third quarterback on the depth chart. The point being, Jordan Love did not play a single meaningful down in the NFL last season. Well, he might have to this season. Hell, he might not even be the backup this year again, even if Aaron Rodgers is traded away. So, they haven't gotten him help really on the offensive side. Like, you got Devontae Adams, which they got lucky and, found him. Okay, I get that. You got some other guys who are like real role players. They're decent, but nobody that can really help out Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. And then what do they do this year? They draft a cornerback. So, who's to blame? 100% the Green Bay Packers. 100%. Now, they can rectify this if they go ahead and fire the GM. I don't know the guy's name. I mean, I know it, but I don't want to butcher. I think it's Kudigans. I don't know. That's a weird name. So if they fire him, maybe A-Rod is like, you know what? I'll stick around. I mean, the Packers have thrown money at him, but I think at this point, Aaron Rodgers is not looking for the money. I think he's about the clout and he wants the respect. I mean, because hear me out. He's, so They drafted the quarterback last year in the draft. Doesn't even make third string, if I'm not mistaken. They still end up playing in the NFC Championship game, which is that's a pretty tall feat in itself. But guess what? He's looking across the field, and he's looking at a counterpart, a contemporary in Tom Brady, who left New England to come to Tampa Bay, and look at all the love and affection that he's getting. They're literally like, well, what do you want, Tom? You want him? We're going to get him. You need this? You got that. You want avocado ice cream in the facility? You got it. You want your little TBT 12 or whatever the hell it's called, TB12 milkshakes, whatever you want, we got you. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should. You have the greatest quarterback come through your franchise. You better give this guy whatever he wants. If he wants to sleep with your wife, hey, you got to do it. If you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, I mean, that sounds crazy. If you really want that Super Bowl, you got to be willing to sell your soul. And this is what Tampa Bay has done. I mean, Tampa Bay is not caring about cap space. They're not caring about money. They don't care. They're like, look, we got Tom here. Well, let's try to get at least 2 or 3 championships out of this deal, right? And whatever happens after that, we're just going to deal with it. It's like when you get a credit card and you run up that balance and you're like, when you're swiping, you don't care. You care when you get that statement at the end of the month. You're like, damn, probably shouldn't have done that. But now you got all this cool stuff, right? So, I mean, don't take that financial advice from me. I'm just saying that's how the mindset for Tampa Bay. So anyway, Aaron Rodgers is looking at that and he's like, well, you guys drafted a quarterback to somewhat replace me, who didn't even, like I said, he's not even a backup. You didn't really draft anybody worth of note the last 2 seasons, at least on the offensive side of the ball. And Tom Brady literally showing up in Tampa Bay and getting everything that he wants. It's like, then you look at other teams like Patrick Mahomes, you know, how they built this team around him. Okay. Hell, even Baker Mayfield's getting love, man. And Aaron Rodgers is like, damn, I'm the reigning MVP. And my guys are still adamant about not wanting to take care of me. So he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to go host Jeopardy. Maybe I'll do that, you know? So, you know, it just is what it is, man. So the Packers are 100% to blame. I get it. Aaron Rodgers is not probably the easiest guy to deal with. He's probably, arrogant, probably doesn't really have that self-awareness because he's so overconfident. I mean, he's probably cocky. I mean, so he's a diva of sorts. But look, the guy has a skill set that not that many people have in the world. He's the best quarterback, at least for as far as talent-wise, that we've seen in quite some time. He's the reigning NFL MVP. You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to, you know, and right now, down there, I says, you know, the Broncos are in pursuit of this man. And I'm pretty sure they're willing to give whatever they need to give up to get him. And mind you, they just traded for Teddy Bridgewater. So I'm pretty sure they would give up Teddy Bridgewater and some other people in a heartbeat. Now, do I like the fit in Denver? So let's just see if he does go there. Not necessarily. I don't think he's getting any of a better team if he does go to Denver. He may get a better situation as far as an ownership is concerned and maybe leadership. But, I mean, you look at their roster, they have some unproven guys. You got Jerry Jeudy. You got the tight end. I forgot his name out there. And he's always hurt, it seems like. No real running game, which I guess he can kind of, he's been doing that ever since he's been in the NFL. Their defense is okay, I guess. I mean, under Vic Fangio. So and on top of that, you have to play Patrick Mahomes twice. You got to play that kid Justin Herbert twice a year. You know, those are 4 games right there. That's going to be challenging for him. I'm not sure if he wants to do that. I'm not sure he wants to be that guy. So, you know, what's up, Michael Jordan on Instagram? E on the Mike Show. What's up, man? I'm not sure that's what he wants to do. So, but a lot of people like the Denver trade. Me personally, I don't like it. I don't think it's that great of a fit. I think it's basically you're going from one side piece to the other side piece, I guess, and they really offer the same thing. And you're probably going to be miserable at some point anyway, right? So Aaron Rodgers, I mean, his best bet, honestly, is to force a trade somewhere else. Now, the Raiders are in play. It's like, maybe the Raiders, but again, you're getting the same type of personnel for the most part. Now, they do have a little bit more talent, maybe on the offensive side, but not that much more. And your defense is not that great either. So he's going to go to a team. So there's not that many teams out there, I think, that would want to make the trade for him, that can afford to make the trade for him. But Denver, literally at this point, they're like, look, the Denver Broncos traded for Teddy Bridgewater. That lets you know they are like, dude, we don't like Drew Lock, and I guess we got to get a game manager in Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is not that good. I'm just going to be real. He's not that good. He's just a guy that can hold the water while you wait for your guy to come. So, and I thought, honestly, I thought they were going to take a quarterback in the draft, at least a high quarterback, but they didn't, but I guess at that point, they passed on Justin Fields. They could have had Justin Fields, but they passed on. They took Patrick Surtain, which to me was stupid. But I'm not surprised because guess what? Your head coach is a defensive guy. So he's going to take a defensive guy. So that's what, but like I said, I don't think I like the Denver trade there, but anyway, but to circle back overall, Aaron Rodgers definitely is not in the wrong. Like, he's the talent. You have to take care of the talent. Green Bay, you haven't. And that's why I feel like it's sad because you look at his career, it's like one Super Bowl, and that was years ago, dude. You're talking about 10, 12 years ago he won that Super Bowl, right? Was that 2008, 2009? That's a long-ass time ago. And what has he done since lately as far as playoffs are concerned? Not that much. I mean, and honestly, if you think about it, he kind of got lucky this last playoff season. Why? Well, their first matchup, they played the Rams, I believe it was. I mean, no healthy Jared Goff. Aaron Donald was dealing with the cracked ribs. So he kind of lucked into that. He kind of lucked in a few years ago with the Dallas Cowboys game where Dez caught that ball. The Cowboys win that game, right? And there's some other instances where I felt like he probably lucked into certain wins. So it's a give or take, but listen, Green Bay is nothing without Aaron Rodgers. And I know Devontae Adams was on the Colin Cowherd shirt today, and he's like, I support Aaron Rodgers 100%. Well, you're not going to be saying that when that dude is not playing first week in September, because who's going to be throwing you the ball, right? So we're going to have to wait and see how that story develops. But 100%, P-Star says 2010 was the Green Bay. Yeah, so 2009, 2010 season. That's a long 11 years since they've won that. That's a long time ago in NFL years, man. Like 11 years ago. So it's like, what have you done lately? I get it. He won the MVP. I'm not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a great talent, but to me, he's just going to be one of those guys that's like, he's lucky he's got the one Super Bowl. If he didn't, he would just be like a glorified Dan Marino. And I think Dan Marino was probably a little bit better than him, maybe. I don't know, but I'm just speaking my age a little bit. But anyway, moving on. Speaking of quarterbacks and things that I just don't understand, Jacksonville Jaguars signed Tim Tebow to a 1-year deal to be a tight end. Yeah, he's back. Tim Tebow's back. Now, I get it. Urban Meyer is his guy, and they have a real strong relationship. If I'm not mistaken, they live down the street from each other now in Jacksonville. So Tim, I think he missed the boat. I don't think he's going to make this team. It's been years since this guy's played football. Years. And not only years, now you're asking to play tight end, which a lot of people suggested you played with that position when you got drafted. At least an H-back, fullback, tight end type / whatever, which I get it. If guys have listened to scouts and other GMs and stuff like that, we wouldn't have gotten a Lamar Jackson, I guess. Lamar Jackson was asked to play the wide receiver. He said, no, I'm a quarterback. It is what it is. He wins an NFL MVP. Now, Tim Tebow is not Lamar Jackson, okay? Tim Tebow was at best a marginal college quarterback, okay? Now, he did win some national championships, but it wasn't, here's the thing. He's a great leader, but it's like, dude, like, it's over for you, bro. Like, I get it. It's like, this is like a pity signing, I think. Urban Meyer feels like, you know what, that's my guy. Let me take care of him, but there's no chance in hell he's making his team. And if he does, and if you're a tight end in that room right now in Jacksonville, you probably need to rethink your career options, because a guy that literally has not played. When was Tim Tebow's last game? Let me know. Probably some preseason game somewhere with the Philadelphia Eagles or New England, right? I'm going to say at least 5-6 years since this guy has been in an NFL type game, okay? Now he's asked to come back and play tight end It's not that easy. You just don't stop and start up again and start a whole new position, a position you have probably never played. And if you did, you probably played it when you were in Pee Wee, Pop Warner football. Now, he's going to be asked to block. He's going to be asked to catch. Can he do it? I don't know. But this is something that he should have probably considered. Honestly, okay, I get it. He got drafted by Denver. He has that magical season, makes it to the playoffs. They beat the, I believe it was the Steelers in like the divisional round, something like that. And, it is what it is. 2015 was the last time he played. Appreciate you, P-Star 85. 2015. So I was right, 5-6 years, right? After he got cut by Denver, released by Denver, maybe give it another chance to play quarterback. Then after that, I think he went to Philly. They cut him. Dude, after that, then you got to change it up. Now you got to say, you know what? I got to reinvent myself. I'm not going to make it as a quarterback in this league. What else can I do? I'm still young. I'm still fresh. He didn't. He moves on, goes on to work for ESPN, has a stint in baseball, never makes the major leagues. I just don't get it, man. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think this is Urban Meyer's doing for sure. Like Urban Meyer's 100% behind this because, like I said before, this is his guy, and they have a strong relationship. But this is one of those situations. Is it's not what you know, it's who you know, and for sure, it's for who you know in this case because no other team would even consider signing this dude. Hell, they give him a 1-year deal. I mean, he can still get cut, but still. Why not just bring him in? I mean, I guess they've been working him out, but it's like, I mean, I'm gonna pull up Jacksonville Jaguars current tight end roster right now, and I'm just gonna tell you who's on there right now. I mean, because this is crazy to me. I gotta know who's on this team. I mean, they're tight ends right now. They're starting Chris Manhertz, James O'Shaughnessy, Luke Farrell, Tim Tebow. Hell, shit, he might even crack it, dude. He might even make it. I don't know. And if he does, those other guys need to retire. There's no way this guy should make this roster. But if he does, he's 4th currently right now. But anything can happen during the course of a season. We're gonna have to wait and see. But if Tim Tebow makes his team, I will be. I'll shout him out. But I'm just gonna be like, wow, a guy that hasn't played football since 2015, and the last time he played, he was a quarterback. Goes on, commentates for ESPN, plays baseball, and now he's back as a tight end. Yeah, I guess that's where we're at in the world with that. So anyway, last topic of the night before I get up out of here, man. The Lakers. Yes, Lakers. I am a Laker fan, born and raised, grew up in LA. I'm a Laker fan. I guess that's what I'm saying. They're struggling. They're definitely struggling right now. I will say that. Big win last night against, I think the Suns are the top seeded team. If not, they're the second seeded team. But a big win. No LeBron. Anthony Davis played berserk. I think he had like 40 plus points. He was killing them on the glass. And after last night, he had this dunk and he just yelled out, "I'm back." Like, well, I hope so because we're going to need you, bro. Now, the Lakers right now, they sit currently 7th in the West, which automatically puts them in this play-in tournament, which is like a 1-game winner take it all type situation, I would assume. It's not a series, so they would be playing, I believe, I don't know who they're either the Grizzlies or I believe it's the Spurs or the Warriors. No, the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. The Warriors are right there competing. So here's the thing. I know last week on my show, I believe it was Wednesday, I was going to report back to you guys how I felt because last week it was kind of like, they lost like 4 in a row. They dropped, was it panic mode? I'm still not at panic mode yet. And people are like, dude, how are you not panic mode yet? Like, I'm not delusional. But what I'm saying is that LeBron will be back, hopefully for the Knicks game tomorrow. AD is starting to look like AD of the bubble season last year. The only thing I don't like this roster. I was really never a big fan of this roster going into the season, with the exception of adding Dennis Schroeder. I felt like we gave up a lot by letting JaVale McGee go and not really being serious about Dwight Howard and getting Marc Gasol instead of those guys. I feel like, and then the Andre Drummond thing, he's only been with the team a few weeks now. I just don't know if it's going to fit. I think they went to get him because they needed to get somebody, right? But I don't know if he's really going to fit really per se. He's not the greatest rim protector. He's a big, solid dude to clog up the paint. So I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but what I have faith in is in LeBron James. So hopefully he says he might not be who he once was before. That could be a cop out for something to happen here in the future. But if he comes back, is healthy, looks good to go. But the key is Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis can be what he's been playing like throughout the playoffs, it's a wrap. The Lakers will win again because no one has a matchup for that. You look at the Nets. The Nets are struggling as well, too. They don't have chemistry. And mind you, the Lakers don't really have that great of chemistry either. I mean, Dennis Schroeder has not played a lot of games with LeBron and AD. Now with Andre Drummond in the mix. Montrezl Harrell, his minutes are definitely minimizing now as well. And we got Alex Usher. He said they needed to give up Kuzma. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, right now, Kuzma is not fitting the bill. I was watching the game against Portland last week, and they were down 3 with like 30 or 40 seconds left in the game. They have like a fast break. It might have been like 3-on-2, 4-on-3, something like that. And he pulls up for the 3, man, and he just and I'm not mad that he pulled up for the 3, but what I question is that up until that point, the dude had been like 1 for 19 from the floor. I get it. You're an NBA player, but dude, take the quick 2, man. Cut the game down because literally he missed that shot. The game's over because guess what? Portland gets the ball. We got to foul him, put him at the line. They go up 5 points, and that's the game. Kuzma to me is not consistent enough, and that worries me as a Laker fan. I think that's honestly that worries me the most is that you cannot count on Kuzma at this point in time, and we don't have anybody else honestly that we can count on. So it's going to be interesting. I think the Lakers are still. I think they're still okay. I think they're still calm. I think they feel like if we got to play in the playing game, it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of the playing game. I know some people are really excited about it. And I know this is off topic here, but I forgot where I read or somebody said that winning an NBA championship is harder than winning a Super Bowl. I totally differ. I disagree. Because first of all, in the NBA, you have 7 games to beat teams, at least 4 games out of that 7. Now, in basketball, in that one game, oh, you're right, P-Star 85. Yeah, Rondo was a big loss off that roster, man. I think Rondo for sure, he's clutch. And so we don't have anybody like that right now. So, yeah, very good, valid point, P-Star 85, man. Appreciate you guys. But what I was going to say about the whole NBA Super Bowl thing, it's harder to win a Super Bowl title, man. It's so how many teams do we see coast through, get the 1 seeded team and get bounced out? My Cowboys did that a few times. It's so hard. It's a 1 game, win it all. You might have, at least in basketball, you lose game 1, you still got 6 other games to get it right. I totally agree. I think it might have been Kendrick Perkins that said that. I totally disagree. I think the Super Bowl, and it's more guys it's more guys to it's 11 on 11. You're talking about 5 on 5. So, you got a question from YouTube. What does the future hold for the Lakers, including life after LeBron? They need to go out and get somebody else. I think they're trying to do that. I think they want to secure another top player. LeBron got at least another 2, 3, maybe 4 years of actually being a decent player, depending on how injuries take effect on his body. Because right now he's been injured. But if he can stay, somewhat medium average player, AD, because you can't really rely on AD. AD won't play a full season. He needs help as well. So the Lakers are going to have to figure something out. They're going to have to go out and get some big-time star player to come back to LA, because after that, it's going to be tough sledding. I don't think AD can do it by himself because AD has not shown to us that he can play a full season. So, but right now he's the key piece, because if he's hurt, LeBron can't carry a team on his own anymore. He just can't. And neither at AD. But together, they pair well with each other, nice enough where I think that the Lakers can still win a championship this season. But for sure, after this season, they're going to have to retool. They have to. That roster is not going to be good enough to compete with these other teams that are getting better and better. Because look, the Brooklyn Nets are going to get better. Because why? They still have all those guys under contract. They're going to get more chemistry. The Lakers really need that third piece. They need someone else to step up. I don't know who it's going to be. It's for sure not Kyle Kuzma. What's up, Boda Sports? It's not Kyle Kuzma. Dennis Schroeder said he didn't want to sign anything. He didn't want to re-sign here yet. He might be playing hard to get this offseason. He might stay in LA. Who knows? We don't know. But definitely, the Lakers are going to have to think about the future. They got at least another 2 or 3 years, I would say. This year for sure. Next year might be up in the air, depending on what they can do in the offseason. But some of the roster moves now, it's not looking like they were great moves. I thought the Montrezl Harrell was a good move, but he's not playing a lot, and this is the reigning sixth man of the year. So I'm going to be interested to see, but I'm not worried yet. I'm not going to hit the panic button yet. So, but I'll keep you guys posted, and you guys know on Wednesday what the dealio is with me in regards to the Lakers. So, but anyway, 30 minutes is up. That's my time. That's my show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and share this content. You spread it out, man. You know, I love doing this for you guys. I'll be back Wednesday at the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube Live, as well as Instagram Live right now for our folks on there. But make sure, if you have not, please head over to YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, man. I am at 99 subscribers. I want to get to 100. Appreciate you guys. But other than that, that is all I got. So until Wednesday, guys, live with me, Ryan Flowers. I was a little early. Never settle till the work is done. Peace out, guys.